Hello everyone, Rick Corbett Jr. here, and today what I want to do is I want to record, for video. It's going to be on the blog, folks. This is my first recorded, recognizable contact with infinite intelligence. Now, you're probably wondering and think I've lost my mind. Folks, it all starts right here. The second most widely read book than the Bible, other than the Bible, this is the second most widely read book, and more people attribute this book right here to their success than any book in the history of all the books written out there. So, again, Think and Grow Rich, written many years ago by Napoleon Hill. And, you know, I've always read this book, but I decided, based on some of the things and people that were talking about this book again recently, I decided to reread it for probably close to the 20th time. But what I decided to do was also apply and really pay attention and take notes like I normally do, or better than I normally do, on this book and find out what am I missing, and what keys am I not implementing in my life. And so what I did, folks, is I went through, and here's the thing. If you read the book, you'll know that in there, when you talk with other people, you can create what we call a mastermind. And in actuality, you can reach, when you get to a level where the way you think, and this isn't 24 hours a day, but you can reach a level where you're actually thinking with infinite intelligence, If you haven't read the book, folks, you've got to read it. This is hot. Now, here's the thing. I think in the past I've had it, and I've attributed it in most cases just to sort of timing or luck or just, but here's where it really happened, folks. Again, this was something where I've read the book again, and I just finished it, and I was actually applying the principles in it. And one of the principles are where they talk about at night, where you sort of visualize. So you take and you turn off all the lights, and you figure, what do you want to visualize? What do you want to accomplish? And in this case, they talk about money, but it's not only money, but other things. So I was sitting there visualizing. And just so you all paint the picture of what's going to happen here, or where this is going, about a week and a half ago, my brother and I got a call from somebody that said, hey, you ought to take a look at this island, about buying an island. And, again, just part of a long-term plan. Well, we did a look at the island. We said, wow, that was pretty cool. And then we found that there was a couple of adjoining islands. So it was actually like 2 or 3 islands. It sort of almost joined together, that were all for sale as well. So it was funny that night, and this was just Friday night, that I was sitting last night, I should say, and I was sitting and I was visualizing. It was pitch dark in the room. I had the picture of what I wanted, the picture, my money, and how much I wanted, and the other things I wanted to accomplish, and I was sitting there in the dark visualizing them. And it's amazing. Something came to me about this plan of the islands, where I took a long-term vision, and I sort of all of a sudden saw this with all this commerce, and a place as a corporate retreat, and all these things that could be, really wild. And I pretty much in my mind could visualize it and see it right there on the spot. Well, folks, that's not where it's interesting, because I looked and I said, wow, this is pretty amazing. Because, see, the person that I was talking about going in on this with is my brother. So guess what? The next morning, we are on the way to, I had to run somewhere for an appointment, this morning. And guess what, folks? As we're driving up the road, he goes, I had the most amazing visualization last night. And I said, wait a minute, stop. Before you go any further, let me say, was it about the islands? Yes. And then I said, well, let me paint you a picture. And I started painting a picture for him. And the exact same picture that I had was the exact same picture he had, from locations of things regarding the retreat, regarding the leadership things, where the main place was going to be, the runway for the airport and stuff. All this stuff was exact to the way he thought about it the night before. Folks, that is infinite intelligence. And it just goes to show me that if I take and start using my mind more and more visualization, I can tap in more. We can share the mind-like mindset of a lot of people, but then raise your level of thinking to a level, folks, that could actually, if you start thinking like this and work on your subconscious and training your mind to do this regularly, the future is so bright. And folks, all I can tell you is this book is not wrong. And I can tell you, this was my first recorded version, but we will have more of these, because I can tell you, folks, now that I know and I can recognize it, folks, this has changed my life, and it'll change yours too. So make sure you read the book, Think and Grow Rich. Appreciate it. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.